Well, if you watched my video called The Plan, then you know what this is about. But if you haven't, I would highly suggest clicking on this link and watching that first. In the plan, in the video named The Plan, I mentioned how I'm going to go forward and address all of the different performance indicators and maybe even try a few role plays out. In this video, I'm going to talk about the exact structure of my videos and how I'm going to accomplish that. Every single Monday, I'll be posting a roleplay video, and the day after, I'll be posting a breakdown from my perspective. In the original roleplay video, my judge will have a minute or two to explain their grading, and then I'm going to have my own time to show you what exactly I did wrong, what I did right, any successes, failures, the reasoning behind what I do, and this way, it gives you a better perspective on how you can approach your roleplay. Something about finance and personal finance especially is there's not really much you can do creatively, right? And the issue with that is Deca roleplay is the way that you stand out. You be creative. Oftentimes in personal finance, I've reverted to more examples and analogies for my creativity, but it also pushes me away from the visual aspect of it. I know in marketing and the hospitality industries, right, visual aids are very, very useful to get a point across. I know in marketing in my freshman year, I ended up drawing a website, and that, along with everything else that I said, made me win the roleplay that year. So I'm going to be experimenting different things throughout my role plays. Again, I'm not going to only stick to personal finance. I'm going to try and go through all of the different events just to be as versatile and as flexible as possible. In personal finance, something that I have realized or have seen is a decrease in the amount of technicality, especially at the regional and states level. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a certain threshold of technicality at the international level, but at the states and regionals, it's a little bit more stretchy. It allows you to think outside the box a little bit more. And by practicing these skills in other clusters, hopefully I'll be able to refine and enhance it within myself and also within you. Because let me be your idea generator, and then you can go and take those ideas and put them in your own role plays. Of course, you don't have to. Pick and choose the ones that best align with your ideas and best align with the way that you kind of go throughout your role play. So that's Monday and Tuesday. Again, I'm going to be posting a video pretty much every single day, and if I don't post a day, then I'll post double the next day, right? So if I miss like Friday, for example, I'll post 3 videos, 1 plus 2 on Saturday. But what am I going to be posting on those other miscellaneous videos? One thing that I've been asked is, how do you get better at public speaking in general? Now, the funny thing about public speaking is that the more you do it, the better you get. And so I'm going to be teaching you strategies on how to find more opportunities to do presentations, just to talk to people, communicate. And at the end of the day, this all comes down to the one umbrella of networking. It seems kind of scary, but trust me, it's not that bad. I'm also going to be telling you how to network effectively, not just, hey, my name is Lalit, nice to meet you, and giving them like a 30-second elevator pitch. Everyone's heard that before. No one's going to be interested unless they really, really want to know who you are, right? So let's find out how you make yourself interesting. And the number one thing that I've seen over the past few years for myself is being able to communicate really, really well. Being well spoken is probably a very underrated trait when it comes to first impressions. The first thing that people look at, like from a distance, how you look. Are you dressed professionally? How you look is not intended to be anything offensive. It's more, are you keeping yourself up well, right? Your posture, all of these different things, right? Eye contact as well. Versus the more subjective part of how do you feel when you talk to someone else and how do they feel when you're talking to them? Those are very, very important things to consider because they can make your conversations much more fruitful and much more meaningful at the end of the day. So again, I'm going to be posting tips on public speaking in general. Those might come in the form of shorts or, bigger, longer videos where I really just explain what it means, right? Strategies as well. I mean, those are going to come in shorts most of the time. Just like challenge. Today, go and meet someone else, right? So go meet someone new. Give an elevator pitch about yourself that you've never done before, right? A lot of us, we already have an elevator pitch that we go to straight away. Like, hey, my name is Lalit, I'm an 11th grader, and it's very nice to meet you. It's a great day today, right? But, go a little bit outside the box. What if you rearrange the things that you say? What if you said different things about yourself? Through this, you'll be getting better at introducing yourself to people and talking to people that you've never met before. Remember, your judge, you're probably going to meet them one time in their life, right? You're going to see this person once, And so being able to put on an act, which is really important for your role play, but also being able to conduct yourself well and be composed when you're meeting a new person is very, 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 very crucial to your role play. I'm also going to be posting general presentation tips. I know some of you guys might be doing written events or the integrated marketing events, so keep an eye out for that. The presentation, however, I will say that it might not come out as frequently as the roleplay videos, just because I'm a role player myself, so, what can you expect, right? But I also want to help you find, like, how do you make your presentations engaging past just your public speaking ability? What specific things do you include? What do you not include? How can you organize things to make them very fluid, right? At the end of the day, your role play should be something that your judge remembers. Your presentation should be something that your judge remembers. And whether or not that's for the ideas that you did or your delivery that you had, well, that's up to you, right? It's one thing to be really knowledgeable and really, I guess, informative, but it's another thing to know how to deliver it, how to say it. Because if you give it very monotonously, then who's going to listen to you, right? After 30 or so seconds, they might start to doze off, right? So being engaging, being funny in some instances can be really helpful. All of these different things, package them neatly together, and that's how you're going to walk away with some deck of glass. Lastly, but certainly not the least important, I'm also going to be doing a performance indicator breakdown. And this is highly, 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 this is highly inspired, is the word I was looking for. Highly inspired by the Deca Goat. So Bowtie Goat is a YouTuber. He's a chapter advisor and sometimes a judge too. He's a marketing and business teacher, and I am none of those things. So it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to give you a student's perspective on it. I'm also, don't worry, I'm going to do my fair share of research beforehand. But he usually just gives a breakdown of the role play, like the performance indicator, not the role play, the performance indicator specifically. But then, as he posts in a short, he only gets a limited amount of time. What I'm going to do, for the ones that are really easy, I'll make it a short, but the ones that might be a little bit more complicated, I'll explain my thought process in tackling or approaching the performance indicator. Sometimes it might be like give an example or demonstrate, how to navigate these different performance indicators. Do you actually need to spend time on it or do you not have to spend time on it? All of that. So I'm going to be taking my time to do that as well. That should come out every 3 days, right? I might double post some days just because I have a lot to say and I don't want it to fall behind. But hopefully, in the next 1.5 months until ICDC, April 27th, we will get there. And promise me, if you stick around to the end of the journey, we'll see your efforts start to pay off. Thank you, and I'll see you in the very near future.